Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to another episode or another installment of Insurance 101. This is the first video I'm making for 2021. So I hope the new year has been good to you so far. A lot going on, but hopefully it ends up being much better than 2020 was for most of us. Anyway, I wanted to resume the series today, and on Thursday we talked car insurance, and I wanted to talk a little bit about something different. Not so much coverages and policy, but kind of what to do, if you are involved in a car accident. So kind of the first steps that you need to take if you're involved in a car accident. And this could be if the accident's your fault, or if it's not your fault. Some of these apply whether you are involved in an accident with another vehicle, or if you just hit a major pothole or accidentally, mistake the gas for the brake and run into somebody's, rock wall. But basically, the first thing that you're going to do after, you get into a vehicular accident or a car accident is kind of, do one of these, like check yourself. Make sure that you're okay. And then right after that, turn around. If you have passengers in the car, check them out. Make sure everybody's okay. And of course, if you need help or if they need help, then immediately call 911. Now, in the circumstance that everybody's fine, and you're involved in an accident with another driver in another car, the second thing I would say to do after you check yourself is to kind of take a look out at the other vehicle. Now, if the person seems okay and is getting out and doesn't seem angry, then you can get out as well. Try not to admit fault, if it wasn't obviously your fault, but make sure you ask, hey, are you okay? Do you need help? And again, if that person's okay, then you can kind of proceed to the other steps. But if they need help, or if the person's not getting out of the car, then go ahead again and dial 911. Now, I do tell people to kind of check on the other driver. Now, if they get out of the car and they look angry, in the circumstance where you rear-end somebody, they might be upset. Either they got a brand new car, or they really, really like their car, or they're on their way somewhere important, and now you're probably going to make them late. But if you are looking at them and they get out of their car and they look mad, don't get out of your car. You can wave at them and then just tell them, hey, I'm calling the police, I'm calling 911. But in that circumstance, stay in your car. If they want to talk to you, crack the window, but don't get yourself involved in a road rage situation. So go ahead and call the police, call 911 in that circumstance. Okay, but let's think that you're okay, the other driver's okay. What to do now? So at that point, even if it's a minor fender bender, I do advise all of my customers to call 911 just to get the police documentation. And there's a couple reasons for this. I fielded some calls, many calls over the years where people get out, they exchange information, but the other driver, who was probably at fault, gives you bogus insurance information or bogus contact information, because basically they're saying, hey, I'm going to give you some info so I can get out of here, and then when you try to contact me or contact my insurance company, it's going to be a wrong number, or it's a policy that doesn't exist. So even if it's the minorest, minor fender bender, minor scratch, whatever it is, call the police if you have the time. Wait for them, because when the police show up, most people are less likely to give the police officer a bogus number or bogus insurance information. But here's kind of a side to that. So when the police officer does show up, he or she will collect the information from you and from the other drivers, but they won't give it to you. So in the old days, as recent as a few years ago, they would give you a report on scene that would have the other driver's information, complete with insurance policy info and insurance company info, and you could take that home. Now they're just going to give you a little slip of paper with a police report number on it, and typically it can take up to a week, maybe longer, depending on the circumstance, for that police report to be ready. So if it is a amicable situation, and you get out of the car and the other person gets out of the car, and everybody's treating each other nicely, if you can get a hold of that person's insurance card and driver's license, if they are willingly handing it over to you, go ahead and take a picture of it with your phone or write it down. You can volunteer to do the same for the other person, right? Because instead of waiting for the police report to be ready, now if the accident wasn't your fault, we can use that information to go pursue the other insurance company instead of filing a claim on your policy. Sometimes that is the better move. All right, so after you take pictures of the other person's insurance card and the other person's driver's license, go around and take pictures of the scene. Take a picture of your car, take a picture of their car, take a picture of, the location. If it involved, traffic signals or stop sign, take a photo of that too. And once you get all of that documented, get yourself to the side of the road, somewhere safe where you're not going to get hit by, oncoming traffic, and wait for the police officers to arrive, because they can verify the information and get that police report number for you. Now, if you are able to get the information, or if we've waited a few days and we have the police report, there may be circumstances where you don't want to use your own insurance. So this is why I advise all of my customers to call us here at the office, call the agency, because if I'm sitting perfectly legal at a stoplight and somebody behind me is driving and looking at their phone while they're driving and they rear end me, that accident is going to be their fault, and I might not want to use my own policy, because then my deductibles come into play, and I don't really want to pay for anything that's not my fault. So in that circumstance, if you have the information through the police report or through information that you collected on the scene, we can go ahead and file a claim with the other person's insurance company. So you are allowed to do that, to file a claim on somebody else's policy, as long as you have the correct information. So go ahead, get the information, give your insurance agent a call. They should be able to advise you on whether or not it's better to put it on your policy or better to try and put it on somebody else's policy. There are 1-800 numbers and 24 hours, 7 days a week customer service. A lot of those times you won't have that option if you call those after hours, customer service reps. They're just going to take the claim and file it on your policy. So again, just to kind of go through the steps, make sure you're okay, make sure that people in your car are okay, make sure the other driver's okay, make sure it's safe to get out of the car. If you're rear end somebody on the freeway and you're in the middle lane, you might want to pull your car off to the side if possible, because cars are going to be buzzing by you at 50, 60 miles an hour. So make sure it's safe. If you can, document with your phone both the other driver's information, so insurance card and driver's license, and then your vehicle, the other vehicle, any other things in the surrounding environment that might be relevant, and then go ahead and call your insurance agent so they can properly advise you. So that's basically what you're going to do in the event of a claim. Again, if you don't hit another car and you hit somebody's wall, well, the wall's not going to have a driver's license or an insurance policy, so you don't have to worry about that part. So just make sure you're safe, make sure that it's safe to get out of the car, and then follow the other steps. If you have any other questions, give me a call here at the office. Again, I'm Mark Dixon with Allstate here in Eva Beach, 808-689-9770. You can find me everywhere on social media, or you can email me at mdixon@allstate.com. That's MDIXON@allstate.com. Welcome to 2021. Thank you for listening and for watching the video. And as always, any other insurance questions, whether it be home, condo, renters, auto, business, life, we're here for you. Give us a ring. Thanks.